Hi, I'm Gary Coulton and welcome to my Substack called Demons to Champions. I'm in my green studio right by the wonderful River Thames, one of my favourite places on the planet. So I thought I'd introduce you to me. It's about time. I've been on Substack for about a month, and instead of hiding behind anonymous posts and newsletters, I thought this is it, warts and all, and give you a chance to understand what Demons to Champions is and what I'm trying to achieve with it. So it's going to be in 4 parts: the who, the what, the how, and the so what. Very important, the so what. So there'll be a who you, and then a who me, very short who me, and then I'll move on to what I'm trying to do and why you should bother looking into it. Well, let's start with the who you. Well, this is a Substack for the world's misfits. Well, not just for the misfits, but also the people who love the misfits, their families, their friends. It might be your employers. You might be an employer and you're still a misfit and you're not understanding what your employees are thinking. All of that will be covered over the weeks and months. So I think there's 3 kinds of misfits. There's the momentary misfit. That's where you find yourself in a situation that you hadn't expected, makes you uncomfortable, but you get yourself out of it. Frankly, that's your business. I can't help you. You're on your own. You'll be fine. Then there's what I call the situational misfit. Now, these are people that might find themselves in not a great relationship, or they're in a job they really learn to hate. And I think it's partly because they've never understood who they are and what they need and what they bring to a partnership. Definitely, Demons to Champions will have impact there. And finally, there are the lifelong misfits. The people that no matter how much you try and row off your square corners, you're always the square peg in the eternal round hole of society. Never quite understanding the secret to making friends, fitting in large groups, getting advancement in your work, maybe not really a great relationship. Definitely Demons to Champions. That's who you. Who me? Well, I'm eternally curious about the human mind and condition, including my own. I've been a research scientist and academic, teaching and researching in medical schools for 30 years. Gave that up because it no longer fitted me. Started as an executive coach, ran my own business. Then I learned that I'm really not that comfortable with selling myself, so I stopped. And now I'm a writer and a Substacker. That's 3 careers at least. I'm 67 years old, and for full disclosure, I identified as neurodivergent when I was 65. My family is largely ADHD and autistic, and I've just joined the crew. So that adds a flavour to what it is to be a lifelong misfit. And it's not about changing you. It's about finding your tribe, finding out who you are, and falling in love with your mind. That's what I've learned to do, and I'm very proud of it. And I want to share that with you. So that's the who me. What about the what? Okay, what's this demons and champions thing? Well, the demons were voices in my mind from very early on in life, real voices with characteristics. I gave them names. First amongst them is the judge. And what these voices did was undermined my confidence. You might say they created an imposter syndrome, although I think we learn how to be imposters. We're taught how to be imposters. Nevertheless, they brought me to the brink of suicide in my mid-20s, and 2 things saved me. One is Mel, my wonderful wife, and her unconditional love. And the second thing is I'm stubborn, and I wouldn't give in. So over the years, I learned how to distract them. So this is like act 1 of my life, the demons. And then I learned to distract them. I learned mindfulness, and I have a mindful way of living. Even one that means I can be mindful with a fire hose of ADHD thoughts all the time. It's happening right now as I'm speaking to you. And I'm comfortable with that. And during Act 2, I learned that if I was going to love myself, I had to do that before I could truly love others. I had to learn how to love my demons and help them become something more positive. And that's Act 2. They became kind of grudging allies. Act 3 is where both sides of my mind realize we should be working together. And now they're my champions. They work with me. And I'm the happiest I've ever been. And I want to share how I made that series of transitions. So on to the how. What I realized was that even though I'd managed to get allies and convince them to be my champions, I didn't have a process in life. I didn't know what I stood for. I didn't have a foundation to work from. So I read widely, I went on courses, and I'm not the first one to come up with this idea. But what I realized was it's about making wiser decisions a little more often in life gives you comfort. And people notice this. And you seem to be more successful in the external world. And you gain confidence in your internal world. And there are practical applications. So, first things first, I spent an awful long time working out what I stood for, my core values, not the ones I thought other people thought I should have, but the ones that fitted well, like a Savile Row bespoke tailored suit. And when that happened, those core values gave me the strength to then start to use my head mind. So the first step is heart mind, compassion, core values, unconditional love. And then I would take problems to my head mind, my intellect. And a really weird, wonderful thing happened. My creativity on one side was spurred, and on the other side, my analysis and assessment integrated with it to create really elegant new plans for life. And then I would test them with my gut mind, my gut brain. And if I got a rush of adrenaline, was it excitement at the thought of taking this new idea forwards, or was it fear? If it was excitement, I just went on and did it and noticed what the results were. If it was fear I felt, I went back to my heart and reminded myself of my big why, my purpose. And then I would go back and replan, test it with the gut. And something special happens then. You know, you might have heard of intuition. Well, I call it adaptive intelligence. Hey, I'm a scientist at heart. And adaptive intelligence happens when we've gone heart, head, gut. And I think it's the seat of wisdom. And because you know how to leverage that heart, head, gut, you can practice it on the small stuff, the everyday stuff, until it becomes automatic. Once it's automatic, you can then start to make the big decisions in life. So that's the how. Now, the so what. The so what is all my newsletters, all my posts, all my notes will be free, whether you subscribe or not. It may be that some of the tools that I've developed, I might ask for a modest subscription. 50% of that will go to the not-for-profit company I've recently set up to help people who are neurodivergent through their art. Frankly, I don't need to make $1 million out of Substack. The big so what is, I believe there's 3 things that all of us are looking for in life. One is influence. Well, you put your posts out on Substack. 2 is significance. People comment and they restack. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel heard. But the most important thing is your meaning. Search for the meaning of our lives. I know what mine is. It's simply to leave as positive an echo as I can with the people I interact with. And I hope that's you. So that's Demons to Champions. You'll hear lots from me again. I'm going to do some more videos. I'm probably going to invite some of you to come on a podcast so we can share ideas, find out how each of us tick. What I promise is you'll not hear of 7 secret methods of finding your wisdom from me. I won't be putting evergreen material at a cost on subscription. So, Demons to Champions, I just want to have fun looking at the serious things in life that allow us to have fun. See? It goes round and round in circles. Thank you for listening, and I hope we can open a conversation in the future. Bye.